Hi, fourth level. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope that you enjoyed working with your pictographs last week, and we're going to continue working this week with bar graphs. Bar graphs are very, very similar to pictographs. They are visual images to help compare or relay information. They're going to follow a similar format with having a title, having labels, having a key to help you understand what it is that you're looking at. So it's actually very similar, except instead of using pictures to represent things, there are bars. And we'll take a look at what I mean. Apologies for my sample not being very neat, but it'll work. We can tell that this particular bar graph has a title called Test Results. Along this side, there's a label that says Answers Correct, and we're 1 through 10, or technically 0 through 10, if you count the base bar. The label across the x-axis, the bottom, is students. Now, because I just had 3 different colors of marker, I just used 3 students, Beth, John, and Emma. When you do this work, you will be able to do a lot better job at measuring or seeing the results, because it will be the images that you'll see will be generated by computer and not just freehand drawn. But we can take a look and we can see that Beth, if we go to the top of our bar, it lines up with the number 8. So Beth got 8 out of 10 correct. John got 7 out of 10 correct. And Emma got 9 out of 10 correct. So even without reading the numbers, if we know that the bar graph is showing test results, we could just look at the pictures. We could look at the pictures, know that Emma scored more than Beth and John, Beth scored more than John, John scored the least. Now, still scored fairly high, but Emma is clearly, because the bar is bigger, has scored more points than anyone else. Then he can look further and calculate the actual grade. That's really pretty much how a bar graph works. Now, these bars are vertical bars. They go up and down. And just like we said in last week, they could be horizontal as well. It can work either direction. The one that I made just happens to be a vertical, because it's one of the more popular ones, but depending on how you wish to display your answers, it could be horizontal as well. Using the same concept, we could do a different question. How much sleep last night? Well, we've got hours along the side, and we still have our same 3 students. I don't even have to look at the numbers to see that John has had the most sleep. Beth had the least, and Emma had in between. If I take a look at the numbers a little closer, Beth had 4 hours, John had 10 hours of sleep, and Emma had 7 hours of sleep. Now, I could answer several questions. How many more hours of sleep did John get than Beth? Well, if John got 10 hours and Beth got 4 hours, 10 minus 4 is 6. John got 6 more hours of sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more hours of sleep. How many fewer hours did Beth get than Emma? Well, if Emma got 7 hours and Beth got 4, what's 7 minus 4? 3. Beth got 3 fewer hours than Emma. 1, 2, 3. So the same bit of information can certainly help us answer a variety of questions. How many hours of sleep did all 3 students get altogether? Well, let's add 10 plus 7 is 17 plus 4, 21. Our students slept a total of 21 hours. If you have a question that goes beyond a simple, straightforward, how many hours of sleep did Beth get? And you say, 4. If it's a question that requires some math, don't worry about it. Just understand, what is the question asking? What numbers and what operations do you need to do to come up with those answers? There is some IXL work that'll be practiced, both interpreting and understanding bar graphs, as well as creating some of your own on that computer program. There's some other required work. Please take a look at Google Classroom to see what it is you'll need to do. And there are some fun options in the choose category. There's required work, but you get to pick which ones you choose to do. Some of it will involve graph work. You may even be able to create a graph from scratch. And some of it isn't graph work. You could choose to do some division work or subtraction work. It just depends on what you feel like doing to add to what it is that you will need to accomplish. So, if you have any questions about bar graphs, shoot Fran or I a message. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Join a Zoom meeting Tuesday or Thursday. Ask your questions then. Or just pop in to visit, but try to plan on visiting at least one of those, 2 if you want. But you can check off watching this video, because if you've got to this part, then you're pretty much done watching this video. So give yourself credit for it, mark it off as done, and move on to the next part of whatever it is that you want to work at. So thanks for joining me. We don't have a whole lot of school left, but maybe we should chart how many days there are. No. Talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me. See you later.